You have exactly 24 hours remaining on the clock before you sit for the IGCSE Maths Paper 4. The goal at this stage is precise. You are aiming to cross the specific scoring threshold that secures an elite A or A star grade. When the clock is this low, the natural instinct is to panic and attempt to cram the entire 2-year syllabus into one frantic night of reading. Instead, we are going to use a system called strategic triage, an emergency prioritization method that dictates exactly what gets your attention tonight and what gets ignored. At the 11th hour, actively eliminating redundant information does far more to push your grade into the A-star bracket than blindly trying to absorb new concepts from scratch. The first phase of triage involves filtering your study material based on the test maker's own historical distribution habits. This animated diagram demonstrates the structural logic of Cambridge exams. Major concepts from the syllabus are rarely repeated. They are deliberately divided into 2 separate groups for Paper 2 and Paper 4. Because you have already sat for Paper 2, you hold a predictive map. You know precisely which highly visible topics, like circle theorems, have already been tested and cleared. If Venn diagrams also showed up on Tuesday's test, you can confidently strike them entirely from your Wednesday study plan. By logically subtracting the variables we know have been tested, we can isolate the highly probable unknowns. Take a major syllabus pillar like differentiation. If it was entirely absent from the previous exam, then the probability of it anchoring a major section of Paper 4 skyrockets. Treating the exam as a deductive logic puzzle reduces study waste, concentrating your effort on the topics most likely to fill the gaps in tomorrow's paper. Once you know what topics to study, the second phase of triage focuses on elevating the difficulty level of those specific questions. Looking at this bell curve of student performance, we see that practicing standard foundational questions will only place you in the middle of the pack. Reaching the top 5% requires navigating a sharp spike in required difficulty. To breach that boundary, you need to deliberately seek out and practice the questions engineered specifically for the top end of the grading scale. Test makers frequently rely on one specific mathematical domain to separate the A students from the A stars: complex probability. Top-tier probability problems ignore basic odds calculations. These questions combine dependent events, conditional outcomes, and multi-step logic that punish rote memorization. Navigating these multi-step scenarios demonstrates a level of logical fluency that differentiates a candidate from the rest of the cohort. So, your final 24 hours should be driven by this clear methodology. Step 1. Subtract your known Paper 2 topics. Step 2. Target A-star level probability questions. Applying these 2 filters narrows your focus from hundreds of potential targets down to a specific, manageable list of priorities. While triage works for an immediate deadline, achieving long-term mastery of these international curriculums requires consistent, structured mentorship long before the final 24 hours. That is the exact problem Fundoo Tutor is designed to solve, providing the dedicated one-on-one guidance that builds a foundation early in the semester. Fundoo Tutor is a personalized learning platform that helps students succeed in Cambridge, IB, and other international curriculums, with expert mentorship, structured learning support, and engaging resources, ensuring you are never left cramming blindly when exam week arrives.